Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel, and today's video is going to be a list of about 12ish things I want to say that I'm not going to spend my money on in 2024. Now I've been working on this list for a while, and I know it's also very late to post a video like this because by the time you're watching it we're going to be like halfway done with the year. I'm filming it in March right now, but this video is going to go up sometime in May. So yes, there's a lot of pre-filming also happening in general, and this is just a list which I wanted to like not just make and post immediately. I wanted to work on it, think about it, sit on a few of these things, and also consider factors that could influence this. So in certain cases there will be exceptions, but more or less this is like a guidebook that I want to go off of, unless and until like something is really worth maybe me making exceptions and like maybe breaking some of my rules essentially. But yes, my mantra of 2024, if you did not know this, is to save money and not buy things which I don't actually need. So in this list we have a lot of things which I don't actually need, but I might end up buying few, but more or less I don't want to buy any of this. So I'm going to actually look back on this list on 31st of December and see if I have actually bought any of these things, and I'll probably make lists like these consecutively every single year as and when things end up changing. So yes, let's dive right into it, and let me tell you all the things which I'm not going to be buying in 2024. Starting with first, high-end perfume decants. Now let me tell you where I'm at really, because I feel like I've not openly spoken about this too much, but I am at this stage right now where perfumes are not really exciting me too much. And when I say I'm not going to be buying any high-end perfume decants, that is majorly from like decant websites which are in India. But for two of these categories specifically, there is also a caveat, and that is, I know my aunt is going to be traveling to the US this year, and I'm going to feel like I want to buy something from the US while she is there. So there is a possibility I might buy some samples of perfumes from the US, but I'm not talking decants, I'm talking like tiny samples. That being said, probably the amount I spend would be more or less the same. I'll just get to try out more samples versus if I buy decants, like those are bigger sizes, right? So just to let you know, samples are usually 1 ml or 2 ml, whereas decants are like 5 ml, 8 ml, 10 ml, etc. So that gives you a little bit of context, but I don't want to be buying any decants. As of now, I would rather go for samples. That way I can try more in the same amount of money, and I will more likely to find something that I fall in love with so much that I want to actually buy a full size. But I'm also not going through a huge perfume craze right now, so that is also one of the factors where I will consider if I really want to buy samples or decants right now, or maybe wait for this low period in my perfume journey to kind of lay low, not spend too much money on perfume related things, and then once I reach a high point again, then I might try out more samples and more perfumes. So I don't know if that high point is going to come in 2024 or maybe next year, so let's see. But as of now, I want to save my money and not buy perfume decants, at least, because usually decants cost like 800 rupees, 1000 rupees for one decant, sometimes even more. So yeah, if I'm buying multiple, that means I'm going to spend upwards of like 5,000, 10,000, that kind of thing, which I don't want to do. I could rather put that money elsewhere. So yes, moving on. Next, we spent too much time on the first one. Let's talk about the next one, and that is eyeshadow palettes. Now again, if I'm considering what I would want to get from the US, I will probably ask my aunt to get me a Colourpop eyeshadow palette, maybe some Colourpop blushes, etc., which we'll talk about later. So that is a caveat, but right now, considering what I have, I don't think I want to add any new eyeshadow palettes to my collection, because I feel like I have a decent amount of eyeshadows and I don't go through those very quickly either. So I will also look at how often am I using up eyeshadows, am I using up any eyeshadows this year, and even if I do, I will probably get like a small quad or something, not a big palette. And even if I get a big palette, it's going to probably be Colourpop, it's going to be full of mattes. But apart from that, I don't see myself buying any eyeshadow palettes this year. No colorful shades, no shimmery shades. Most probably I'm not going to be buying any eyeshadow palettes. Even if I do, I have to really use up eyeshadows in my collection, and then I might think about buying them. Or else I will just wait till December, use up as many eyeshadows as I can, and then probably buy an eyeshadow palette next year if I go through enough eyeshadow this year. And then the third is also kind of similar to the first two, and that is high-end makeup. Now I have a whole list of high-end makeup which I do want to buy, but I also feel like if I am trying to save money this year and be better about it, and I also have a decent amount of makeup in my collection right now, do I really need to go ahead and buy high-end makeup? I have a couple of like specific products, like some high-end loose powders. I want to buy the Fenty Beauty bronzer, that's on my wish list. So these are all high-end makeup products, but I want to like use up some of my bronzers before I buy the Fenty bronzer. I want to use up my loose powders, which I probably will, but then I'll consider, do I want to just repurchase some drugstore affordable loose powders, or do I want to really buy a high-end loose powder? So most likely I'm not going to buy any in like till December 2024, but yeah, let's see. The first three were kind of like exceptions, etc. But the next stuff is mostly going to be things I'm going to be very, very strict about. Starting with, we have SPF body lotion. Now I don't actually use a lot of SPF body lotions, to be honest, on a day-to-day basis. That being said, I did end up buying a lot of them. So whatever I do have, I want to use that up, and I will definitely not be buying any more. And I think once I go through all the SPF body lotions I have, I might want to have one on hand if I end up going to a beach, if I'm going on vacation, if I feel like I'm wearing something which is exposing skin, like especially my shoulders or anything. I might want to have one SPF body lotion on hand, but I don't think I'll go through my entire SPF body lotion collection this year. So I don't see myself repurchasing or buying another SPF body lotion in 2024. Then we have sweaters and winter related clothing. Now it's very, very obvious that I will not be buying any till November probably, because we're going to be in summers right now, summers, monsoons, etc. Also I made this list kind of in January, so this was actually for January and February majorly, that I didn't want to buy any this year in winter. But I also feel like I've used a lot of my sweaters this year, and a lot of the sweaters and winter clothing I have, I've had for multiple years. So some have actually worn out this year. There is one which like I recently bought maybe in November or December, and it's already kind of torn a little bit. So by November I might feel the need to buy new ones, but that's something that we will think about like after September, October, definitely not before that. So yes, I'm not going to be, I mean, I did not buy any this year in January, February, and I don't plan to buy any till October at least, of course. And then later on, probably in the last 2 months, I might. So this is kind of like a timeline specific one, but yes, I want to be more cautious about how much winter clothing I'm buying, and I'm also going to look at buying like avoiding buying repeats and buying more staples versus stuff that I might not actually get to wear, considering I live in Mumbai. So that's something I also want to be more cautious about. Then we have highlighter. Now when it comes to makeup, I feel like one of the categories I want to use a lot but I don't tend to use any is highlighter, and I still have 2 highlighters in my collection. So that definitely this is something that I don't plan to buy any, because I have them, I'm not even using them that regularly, and I'm not decluttering them either. So I definitely don't feel the need to buy any highlighter, and this is something I think I've more or less spoken about quite often. But I will also make sure not to buy any palettes, because sometimes I tend to get highlighters through palettes versus buying them individually. So that's also something that I want to definitely avoid, is no individual highlighters and no palettes with highlighters. Then we have custom fits. Now when it comes to custom fits, what I'm talking about is Indian wear. So Usually I don't tend to buy ready-made outfits. I usually at least try, like, unless and until it's a kurti or something, that I'll buy ready-made. But if it's a lehenga, if it is some sort of a specific ethnic outfit, I try to make it, versus, like, especially the blouse and everything, in the style I want. I try to go custom versus buying something that's ready-made. I also feel like you can get more intricate outfits and like the outfit you want basically when you go the custom route. And this is something that I tend to do usually when मेरे घर में अगर किसी की शादी हो, like last year in April my brother got married, so I made 2 outfits, and when I say my brother I mean my cousin, because I think most of you know I'm the only child. So if you ever your brother or sister and you're wondering who is she talking about, I'm talking about my first cousins. So my cousin brother got married last year in April. So last year I made 2 lehengas for 2 of the functions, basically the 2 of the main functions. And I am kind of going through repeating all the lehengas which I have, and I have quite a few actually right now. So I don't want to buy any new custom outfits. I want to try and buy pieces that I can mix and match with the outfits which I already have, instead of buying more and more. So I'm trying to recycle, rewear those outfits in different ways and different combinations. So maybe buying like a blouse, like a more classic, जैसे golden color का blouse हो गया या silver color का blouse हो गया, that tends to go with like existing skirts which I have. And when I say skirts I mean like लहंगे का जो skirt होता है. So that way I can rewear my existing outfits just by spending an extra like 1,000 rupees, 2,000 rupees on a blouse, versus if I'm buying the entire lehenga. If I'm buying a brand new lehenga, it's gonna cost me like 5,000, 6,000 and upwards. So yes, I'm not going to be making or buying any new custom outfits this year, hopefully, because I don't think कि मेरे immediate family में ये साल किसी की भी शादी होने वाली है, at least till December, most probably नहीं होगी. So that is the reason why this year I think I can save some money and not buy any custom outfits. Future का हम कह नहीं सकते. So yes, moving on next, designer shoes. Now this is something I don't want to buy at all, like in life in general, but kal kisne dekha hai, you never know. I might change my mind eventually in the future, but as of now I've realized that designer shoes are something that we tend to spend so much money on, and I'm saying this from personal experience. I have 2 pairs of Steve Madden shoes which I spent more than I would like to admit, and I have barely worn them. So after that experience I definitely don't look at investing money in high-end shoes, and even if I am, I want it to be something that I'm going to get more use out of. But that is definitely not going to happen in 2024, possibly in my entire life. But let's talk about the near future जो हम predict कर सकते हैं, kind of. So designer shoes is something I'm not going to be buying. And in the same vein, since we're talking about accessories, let's talk about sling bags also. Now sling bags, I have a lot of right now, and I want to kind of use those before I buy more. So that is the reason I'm saying मेरे पास अभी जितने हैं, and I have different colors, different styles. So I feel like all the outfits I have currently, there is a sling bag for those. So I'm sorted on that. And also I've noticed कि sling bags and like these fancy clutches that you can carry, etc., are something which I tend to get as gifts also a lot unexpectedly. Like मुझे last year Secret Santa में किसी ने एक clutch दिया था, which is a great wedding clutch actually, like weddings, parties, etc. में I can just carry that. So I don't need to buy any new sling bags, at least not this year. Then moving on, next we have single use items or single purpose items. Now what I mean by that is, a lot of times if I need something for a specific like occasion, and it's something I'm not going to use again, so that is my criteria basically. And these could be random knick-knack things, usually from Amazon. That is something I don't want to buy this year, because I've realized that एक बार मैं वो खरीद लेती हूँ, यूज़ कर लेती हूँ, उसके बाद वो चीज़ ऐसे ही पड़े रहती है मेरे घर में, and it does not get used again, which is very wasteful. So I'm going to try and be more mindful about that, more cautious about that. That being said, मैंने एक चीज़ खरीदी है already in this year, which I don't know if I'm going to be able to use again in the near future or not, but I'm going to try and maintain it well. I'm talking about a pair of trekking shoes that I bought for a recent trip. So I don't know whether I'm going to be getting a chance in 2024 itself to reuse it again, but at least what I can do is after I use it, मेंटेन इट वेल, कीप इट वेल, क्योंकि पहले ऐसा हो चुका है मेरे साथ कि आई यूज्ड अ न्यू वेरी वेरी एक्सपेंसिव पेयर ऑफ ट्रैकिंग शूज़ दैट आई बॉट, बट मैंने उसको अच्छे से मेंटेन नहीं किया एंड अब मुझे नया खरीदना पड़ा वर्सेस ऑफ यूजिंग द सेम वन विच आई कुड हैव, बिकॉज ट्रैकिंग शूज़ लास्ट अ लॉन्ग टाइम इफ़ यू मेंटेन देम वेल एंड इफ यू कीप देम वेल. So yes, I don't know how well I'm doing on this, but I also know कि there was no way out of it, because मैंने try किया that instead of buying it, let me just borrow or rent a pair, but renting a pair was costing me just as much as, you know, buying a new pair, because I'm traveling for like more than a week, so rent ka amount और shoe का amount more or less same ही है. So that's the reason why it just made sense to buy it, but I'm going to do a good job at maintaining it. So yeah. Okay, let's quickly talk about the last two. We covered 10, we just have the last two remaining, and then you and I can be out of here. So the 11th one is vacation wear. Now when I'm talking about vacation wear, I mean like if you're going on a beach vacation, you tend to buy like swimsuits, dresses, etc. And then if you're going to a colder weather place, you'll buy jackets, again sweaters, winter clothing, etc. And not just that, but also a ton of accessories too, I feel like comes under that same thing. So this is also something I wouldn't be buying in 2024, because I tend to realize that we don't go for vacations that often. So if I can wear my usual like normal clothes even at the vacation place, which I know might sound boring, a lot of people are like, oh TD naye kapde, this that and everything, but I'm like, वो जो नए कपड़े हैं ना, वो मैं सिर्फ ट्रिप पे पहनूंगी and then I won't wear it again, which is kind of similar to the earlier point which I said about single use items. And I just don't want to do that unless and until I know, okay, every year I'm going to go on a vacation, I'm going to tend to use these clothes, you know, every 6 months, every year or so, then maybe I might think about it, I might consider it कि ठीक है, it would still make sense maybe to just buy a few pieces which would be my vacation wear outfits, and I could wear them repeated at different vacations, mix and match, etc. But as of this point, regular vacations are not a part of my yearly, 3-yearly, 5-yearly plan. So I do feel like it's a little bit wasteful to buy stuff and then not use them ever again. वो बस ऐसे ही पड़े रहता है. I have stuff that I bought from like 2 years ago which I still haven't worn. So we always think कि अच्छा ठीक है, ये special occasion के लिए हम पहनेंगे इसको, and then we just buy it and then we don't ever use it. So yes, I have a lot of those kind of clothes which I want to wear first, and then I'll think about buying more stuff. And then the 12th one and the last one, and this is again something which it's very specific, so if you're a girl you'll relate to this. Dresses. I love buying dresses, I love looking at dresses, I love window shopping dresses, but if I tend to buy them, I don't wear them too much. And then there are also times where some occasion comes up and I'm like, wow, I would love to have this specific kind of dress. Then I look at my wardrobe and I'm like, nahin, I don't have a dress for this. I don't have clubbing party related dresses, even though sometimes occasionally, like once in 4 months, once in 6 months, I get a chance to wear something like that, but then I don't have an outfit for it. And then other times I'm like, I have all these beautiful dresses which I never get the chance to wear. So dresses and I have a very weird relationship, and we have to figure out like how to harmoniously live with each other, or should we just live apart, or I don't know what. But I think there'll be one exception to this, and that would be in September when my birthday comes around. I might probably want to get a specific outfit which could possibly be a dress, I don't know. Or it might be like a cord set or outfit or something like that also. So again, I'm not sure, but if I do end up buying a dress this year, it could possibly be my birthday outfit. Apart from that, I don't want to buy any dresses because I just have enough and I don't even use them. So what's the point of buying new, right? So yes, that is it for the video. These were all the different categories and all the different things that I don't want to spend my money on in 2024. If you also agree with any of these with me, let me know. Drop a comment down below in the comment section, and I would love to chat with you and connect with you on this level. We're all trying to save our money as much as possible and not spend our hard-earned money on things that are just going to sit and lie around and get no use or get wasted. So yes, we will try and save that money and put it towards like a smarter investment. So yes, that is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and I would love to chat with you in the comment section, so keep those comments coming. And yes, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Until next time, bye bye.